Welcome to Fake Fighting Frenzy, the only show that is the seething hate that John Cena is rising above.
Wow, I like that. That we are the audio representative of
John Cena's fears and doubts and worries.
Yeah.
Oh
John
no,
Cena's
wait.
protagonist.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. That's Bray Wyatt.
Oh, that's true. Yes, that's true.
Bray Wyatt in
killing.
a John Cena t-shirt is like
That was amazing.
the best promo ever. I hope they really start a streak with Bray Wyatt
That would be
at
crazy.
WrestleMania.
If he starts a new streak, that'd be awesome. I don't think he's gonna win though.
Yeah, his odds aren't very good to beat John Cena at
He's
WrestleMania.
he's fighting
In
John
New
Cena
Orleans.
at WrestleMania.
And isn't John Cena's from
Wait a
Boston,
minute, but
right?
New Orleans, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that because they're from the Bayou, the Wyatt family.
The Wyatt family.
They're supposed to be
in
like
storyline.
They're supposed to be like from the backwoods of the Bayou, basically.
It would be crazy if like all of a sudden like WWE paid off like all these actors who look like they could be in the Wyatt family. And at WrestleMania, there's like an Occupy WrestleMania with the Wyatt family. So like you finally see like the real like giant Wyatt family like all converge on John Cena and just like demolish him, rip him
The
apart.
entire cult of the Wyatt family,
Yeah.
all together, just like all the John Cena clones from that one WrestleMania.
Wow, we've really gone off the rails on this one.
Yeah, this is far.
I didn't even get a chance to say my name. I'm Steven.
I'm D-Rock.
And this is Fake Fighting Frenzy. We're going to talk about a classic WrestleMania match.
Total classic.
From
It's from WrestleMania 10.
From WrestleMania 10, yes.
It's the opening match from WrestleMania 10. It's probably my all-time favorite match.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Favorite match! Favorite
Huge.
match!
So, I haven't seen as many matches as many people that
talk about things on the internet do.
Yeah.
But that's alright, because this is about learning.
This is about our experience.
Yeah, this is about documenting our experience, discovering wonderful wrestling events.
Yeah, so I discovered this match. Initially, it was on one of those when they released the the first 14 WrestleManias on VHS tapes, and I got one. I got a bunch of them when I was like in middle school, and I don't know how long it took before I actually watched the match, but I remember thinking wow, this is something special.
Like WrestleMania 10, this is 10 times the wrestling. This is insane.
Yeah, for sure. I had already known about the ladder match. Everybody knows about the ladder match, but the Bret Hart, Owen Hart, just regular match doesn't get as much credit, kind of. Well, it kind of does from people that know stuff, but not that many people really talk about it. But it's such a good match. It's just
it has a terrific storyline.
It's got everything
with Owen turning his back on his brother.
Not really turning his back though. He kind of it starts out at Survivor Series where he's the only one that gets eliminated because Bret Hart gets Irish whipped into him. No, he gets Irish whipped into Bret Hart by accident and sends him flailing into the barricade, and then because that distracts Owen and he gets pinned, he blames him for it. And then all of a sudden he's like, I've been in the shadow of the Hitman for too long, and I'm gonna fight you, and we're gonna see who the better man is. And initially Bret Hart refuses, but then they make up and they're like, we're gonna channel our energy against the Quebecers at the Royal Rumble, and so at the Royal Rumble
they have another tag team match.
They have a tag team match for the tag team titles, and Bret Hart gets injured, so he's unable to tag in Owen, and they lose the match, and then Owen just kicks Bret when he's down in his injured leg. And that's kind of starts them on the road to WrestleMania, to their match. So it's got this awesome little brother, big brother dynamic to it, and
And you just know these two Canadians have been wrestling each other since before they were born.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure that they were brought up wrestling each other. You know, they were both trained in Stu's dungeon, of course, because they're Stu's kids, obviously. And you can see that they've done this so many times that it's like second nature, like that, just going from one move to the next. But the whole thing is great. Like the entrance, Owen's entrance is so great because the announcer gets like all into it. He's like, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And everyone's like, yeah! They think it's Bret Hart. And then they get like Owen Hart's little frumpy ass music starts playing. It's just like the biggest bummer. But Owen is amazing because the entire time he's walking to the ring, he's just jawing at the camera and like taunting the crowd, and he wears the Bret Hart glasses and then rips them in the ring, and it's like, it's so good. Then the match is just like two of the best wrestlers of all time at their peak, doing what they do best.
They go everywhere. They use every part of the ring,
and they like, the psychology is so good the whole time. And I love the beginning of the match too, where like the first thing they do is they do the collar and elbow tie up, and Owen kind of like pushes Bret back, and then he goes, yeah, and he like throws his arms into the air.
He's got to uber enjoy every single small victory, collecting the small victories.
There's like so many little things like that, like where like Bret gets him in he gets him in like a go behind waist lock, and Owen gets to the ropes, and the ref is trying to get Bret Hart to break the hold, and just as he's breaking it off, Owen turns around and goes, "Get him off!" He's just like the biggest baby through the whole match. It's so good. But yeah, it's just like from one hold to the next, and like so many awesome combinations, and like by the end of the match, they're basically just like throwing every move that they know at each other, trying to like figure out what's gonna beat this person. They each like reverse each other's sharpshooters a bunch of times. It's just like, oh, it's so good.
It's a wrestling orgy of delight.
I mean, to me, it's as close to perfect as you can get in a wrestling match, and it's just a regular match. They don't need any gimmicks or anything.
The one thing it's missing is the parents on the side of the ring.
Yeah,
cringing.
They have that. Usually, they have like. I mean, I guess they figured it would be more effective if Stu and Helen just couldn't even bear to watch this.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually they have Stu and Helen sitting ringside, and like, they'll be, somebody will be taunting them or something. And of course, as always, Jerry the King Lawler is just like spewing constant horrible things about Stu and Helen Hart, talking about how they're having heart attacks and they have, like hearing aids and shit. It's so bad. But
and he's shitting on Bret Hart the entire night.
Yeah. As
Bret Hart goes on to have a match with Yokozuna for the title.
He's in the main event too. I think that's kind of, it works out too, because like whoever won, because we gotta explain, like, this is the year that Bret and Lex Luger won the Royal Rumble at the same time, and Yokozuna's a champion, so they like flip a coin, and one of them fights Yokozuna first, and then whoever wins that match goes to the main event to fight Bret. So obviously he needs to fight another match, otherwise he's got like an advantage. So.
And they didn't just want to have a triple threat match at WrestleMania.
Right, yeah. That would be a horrible idea.
That would be ridiculous.
Why would you do that 10 years later and 20 years later?
No one wants that. It's WrestleMania 30, we need a triple threat.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what they did for, well, not really. It wasn't the same situation, but WrestleMania 20, when Benoit won it, he fought HBK and Triple H.
Oh.
And that was right after that, the last man standing that we saw the other day at the Royal Rumble.
And he survives the onslaught of the D-Generation X?
Yeah, he becomes, that was good.
Yeah, good back cracking on the podcast.
I just cracked my back. I did a Carlito back cracker. So yeah, and the match is so good, and not only that, but Owen actually wins the match, which no one thought was going to happen. And kind of like set the stage for, oh man, is Bret even going to be able to, because he like gets injured, and it's great too. He gets injured and he's like limping around the ring, and then you see Owen start like mocking him limping. It's so good. The psychology is so good in that match.
Let us know what you think of WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Have you ever fought with your brother? Did you ever put him in a figure 4 leg lock?
In an armbar?
In an armbar? Did that happen?
Yeah.
Check out Wunderblog.com. I'm Steven.
I'm D-Rock, World Heavyweight Champion.
This is Fake Fight and Frenzy. And next time you see a guy on a cherry picker, you better flick that guy off. Because where does he get off looking down at you?